So in this CanvasCast, we're going to look at the very robust notifications capability of Canvas. And in particular, for those of you who have been suffering from the spam or phishing blacklisting, we'll look at how to set up some alternate notifications there so you can route notices of student information or student messages where you want them and when you want them. So where this all starts at is we'll just assume we're logged into Canvas and we can start at our dashboard. But anywhere on our desktop interface that we can get to our account, that's where all this notifications magic happens. So if I left click on my account, I get all sorts of options. And where we want to start is settings. We may want to rush to notifications, but settings is where we need to start. And that's simply because this is going to be where we control what all Canvas knows about us as far as reaching us, routing messages. And by default, for students as well as faculty, the only thing Canvas is going to know about you is your NC State email. So when I do go over to notifications, which I have a link here, little mini menu for that, that's the only column I have. I do have one for push notifications, but that's only relevant to the mobile devices, which again we'll cover under a separate CanvasCast. But particularly for those of you who might be affected by having the NC State email blacklisted due to spam and phishing attacks, which are continuous and ongoing and we're working to mitigate, you may want to go ahead and set up alternate means of contact, if nothing else, as a backup. So we'll go back to account and settings, or right here from settings, all roads lead to Rome. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a backup email. So I'm going to go to email plus email. And what I will do in there is put in a backup email account and register that email. And that's going to give us this nice little pop-up saying, okay, we've sent, and you say this is a you, so we've sent a message from Canvas to that email. And I'm going to need to go into that email to finish registering and make that be a valid means of Canvas contacting. So I'll say, okay, thanks. And then I'm going to flip over to my email. So I'm in my backup email here, and I see my NCSC Canvas notification, confirm email. And if I click on that, not much in here other than to click here to confirm this registration. And if I click that, and then at that point, I get my little magic green box, and my registration is confirmed. So now what this has brought me is under ways to contact. I now have two options, but if I go to notifications over here on the left-hand side, I'm now going to have another column where I can route notifications. The key ones that we recommend having for that backup there would be the submission comment. That's where if students make a comment on a submission, you'll get a notification on that. At this particular contact method, you've got the right away, daily, and weekly. For this, I want to know about right away, so I'll check that. The other one we would recommend is the conversations, which is the inbox. So for this new column for this particular backup, I'm going to check both when I'm added to a conversation or when I get a conversation message. So the upshot of that is that I will get an email not only in my main NC State email, but in my backup email as well, which then I can route as I see fit. So what this looks like when you then get that email is it'll say, in this case, a student, whoever that student happens to be, their name will be the from, and it'll say whatever course is related to them and just sent you a message in Canvas. If you open that up, you'll get the content of their message, and you can reply right here from within your backup email, and that'll also be routed to them through Canvas. And if they have their notifications set up because they have the exact same interface, then it'll also go to them as well. So that's how to go about setting up some backup ways of notification and routing what you want to be notified of where you want to notify that. For our next CanvasCast, we'll look at being able to use the mobile app and how notifications, interaction, communication with your students can work through that. In the meantime, if there's any of this you want to follow up on or any other Canvas issues, as always, feel free to reach out to us here in eLearning Innovation. We'll be happy to answer your questions or set up a follow-up consult. Have a good one.